This is a Hollywood production.
So what is
Yuma production.
Yuma, yeah. Uh-huh.
so what do they do? Pick some of the films? I mean, that you submit it and then they pick. Do they pick more than one, or do
They just review it. But I saw some of them last year, and whatever I do would be fine, probably. Just as long as it's not too long, right? I told them it'd be 15 minutes, so I'll have to.
So they do get some.
Hmm?
So they do have people submit.
Yeah, they had a lot of last year. Like I just kind of sat down, like to cool down in between, because last year it was 102 degrees out when they had the thing, so I was taking pictures and then just got really tired. Just took a half-hour rest or something.
I'll put your eggs on a plate in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I could go for Diet Coke.
Okay.
I lost one of the curls to your wig. I hope that's all right.
That's okay. That's okay. There were more. I got more wings.
A couple to spare.
Yes. What was it at? One of my projects in school was this Cindy Sherman project where you're supposed to dress up and you're supposed to look like somebody else, but take pictures of yourself like in a film. So I just using some of those ideas along with this, just going in different outfits.
Well, I'm betting this doesn't look like Cindy Sherman.
No.
I haven't seen Cindy Sherman, so.
No, she would dress as men and women and different things like that. So. Oh yeah, and this the.
Well, there's one open one. Is this open one?
I think.
Kirsty?
Yes, but I don't drink out of the can, so that.
These
doesn't-
two, I had shaped 9 of the donuts into it, like a number 9 for another symbol, and I guess the jelly-filled donuts are supposed to be called Berliners also, and a lot of people.
Oh, you know what?
A lot of people were saying that when Kennedy said that Ich bin ein Berliner, he was saying I'm a jelly donut. So I was kind of using that as a thing.
For them, yeah. I've heard that in the past.
Did you say
So.
that? I see you didn't know.
So they're debating over the different kind of noun and determined, okay, no, the way he said it, it wasn't, because he was just trying to be part of the people or whatever. So, anyway.
That's your open one.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he wasn't saying he was a jelly donut.
Donut, no.
Did I put eggs on the plate for you, Rob? There's fruit there. You didn't want toast, you said? I can throw those in the microwave for a few seconds.
The only thing I said was I like my eggs tepid.
Well, they're tepid.
Yeah.
I didn't warm them. Who did you want me to make the check out to?
I don't know yet.
Very tepid.
Yeah, is that right?
Tepid all over.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that-
got your
That's how they
$100.
crack it, Bob.
Huh?
That's,
You know how they do grapes to make wine?
oh,
We tapped all over.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, got it. Boy, was I slow on, oh man. Wake me up, will you? I should have been ready for that.
All right, what are these eggs called? Where's my knife?
Eggs a la
Rob's
special,
favorite.
right?
Uh-huh.
Eggs a la special?
No,
That's
incredible edible.
may I have a knife?
Uh-huh.
Incredible edible.
A messer? And what's a fork called? A knife's called a messer?
What's fork called, dear? I don't remember.
Fork.
Fork. And I don't like these forks either.
You want some orange juice?
No, thank.
What?
No, thank you.
That's what you brought here from Pat for me. For Uncle Pete.
Oh, then I was just in a date contest too. I was using the border theme with that as well. It was a I don't know if you heard the got a radio show Bob and Sherry. No, it's just a talk show, and they were.
Is it national or just local?
It's national.
Okay.
So they flew out and they were supposed to judge the contest. Sherry didn't show up, but it was like cooking with dates. So I got a. They got a lot of dates around Yuma and Dateland and that area. So I took some dates and I soaked them in Kahlua, it was like in a beer. I filled a beer stein with the dates and then let them soak in Kahlua overnight and put them in the oven at 425 for an hour and heat them up, and then made some crepes with them and put some bananas and this Mexican cream on them, and uh, chocolate chips, brown sugar, and nuts and stuff. And I was planning on decorating them like a Kahlua river down the top of the crepe with some nuts on one side and a bunch of powdered sugar on the other, just to kind of symbolize the people trying to get across the border with their drugs for all the nuts on the other side. And I got second and third place kind of tied with some other people for the crepe contest. So I was making a website with that, and I was just using probably have some like recipes for the thing, and some videos and pictures and things. I was gonna use use that as a theme.
Well,
Did I tell you I won the crepe contest or the date contest?
No, you didn't.
Well, I got second. They had like a 4-way tie for second and third. It was a cooking with dates contest.
What did you make?
I made a date crepes.
Oh.
I took a beer stein. It was actually a stein. It had like a GM logo on it or whatever, just a glass one, and filled it with dates and just poured the Kahlua over them and soaked them overnight. Put them in the oven for an hour. They're boiling, and then put them on the crepes with some bananas and chocolate chip, like semi-sweet chocolate chips and pecans, but what else? Like a Mexican cream, and
Mexican cream.
it's a cream. They use it on a lot of their like their breakfast stuff. It's almost like a sour cream. It's not real strong.
Kind of a yogurt.
Huh?
Yogurt maybe.
I think it's more. It was this version was probably like a sour cream. Sometimes they put it on their burritos and breakfast burritos and things like that.
Sour cream.
So.
So anyway.
But it tastes real good. These
Who
radio hosts
sampled
came. The radio hosts came out to do that. One of them didn't show up, and so I didn't have time to decorate them as well as I wanted to. I was trying to use a border theme. I was going to have like a Kahlua river on one side, some nuts on one side, and then like a powdered sugar on the other side to just symbolize the people trying to get the drugs to the nuts across on the
like
other
it
side
was
of the border,
cocaine, huh?
or something, So.
But you won the contest.
Huh? Just like I said, I tied for second and third, so they split up. The money was like 150 for second, 100 for third, 250 for first, and so 4 people got $62. So
That was good.
paid for the ingredients.
Did
Yeah,
they
it was
They
fun,
almost
huh?
paid for the crepes.
Yeah. I
I
didn't make too many,
Yeah.
but then I took some pictures of that event. That was the lettuce days. They have a festival every year because we make the most lettuce in the world at that time of the year, in the wintertime.
Did you get to see him picking lettuce when we were there or not? I find that so interesting. I mean, it's backbreaking work and you feel sorry for him, but it's also interesting to watch.
I don't recall. It would have been this time of year. Are they picking lettuce,
I
or
think
are
it's
they
a little
planting
soon. I think they're
lettuce
done
this
now,
time
huh?
of year?
But they have a slow moving their trailer with the big truck behind it, and then all the Mexicans are behind it, and they're cutting the lettuce and kind of cleaning it off, and there's a conveyor belt takes it up, and then there's ladies sitting in the back, and they have
So
boxes,
I
and
did see
it's
this.
you did.
I don't know if it was there in lettuce or somewhere else, but I've seen that
I find
process.
it interesting to watch, but you feel, they're bent over forever because they're just following it, and they never.
Yeah, I don't know if I could have done that at 25 years old, but I can assure you I couldn't do it today.
Mostly they have the Mexicans come over and do that work.
You know, when they say
come in from
there's some
San Luis
jobs that
across the border.
American people wouldn't want anyway, I think, and they don't get paid that much for it either.
I don't know, and I don't, again, all of this stuff, I do say the left has some things on their side, and you really have to decide where you're going to fall off the dock, but when you say Americans won't do it, I suppose Americans won't do it because they get paid to not do it. If they were starving and we're not getting paid to not do it, they might do it. But that's kind of a cruel attitude to take too, to say, let them starve, then they'll do it and they'll work for 50 cents an hour. And I'm not sure we want everybody working for 50 cents an hour either. So I don't mean to sound like a liberal or a bleeding heart. I'm just saying that, when they say they won't do it, there's reasons that they won't do it.
Yeah, and Yuma's got like a 30% unemployment rate, but they got 100,000 people in the San Luis across the border, and they'll like go across the border, spend a lot of time. They spend like 16 hours a day just getting across the border, getting on the buses, working for 8 hours, whatever, and get back on the bus and going back to the town.
Yeah, and I mean, to a great extent, those are the citizens you'd like to have in
Right.
the country too. So,
Because they are hard workers and they do have a work ethic and.
yeah.
but,
I was watching, either we were doing a show, just a TV spot, news spot or something on one of the guys who had been working there for over 50 years as a doing the lettuce and cutting, labor for the lettuce, and showing the other guys how to do that. But it was, they get a lot of, that was another thing I was planning to do, was I was, right after the FBI interviewed me, I was like, I was going to go across. They were asking me, if I went across the border. So I, just went across the border, and I was walking into the, this Algodones town, but they have just like a 4-block radius where it's mostly sales for U.S. citizens, and there's a lot of traffic there. But I just walked across and walked out into the kind of outskirts of towns, and I was looking at the different buildings they have, and they have just bricks with no interior, or they have like some just with a 2x4 and like a drywall but no exterior, but just all the houses, and then all the roads were dirt roads, and you see the roosters walking across the road, and I just thought that was real interesting, and I think that was another thing I wanted to include was I wanted to walk across there or drive across and take some
Don't drive.
video of those. Well, I had driven one time before. I guess you need to have insurance down there, so I'll probably buy the insurance if I drive across, or I might walk across too. But
Safer to walk across.
like I say, I had driven across and then drove through the San Luis area, and then tried to come back, and then got ended up getting in the wrong lane and had the the Mexican police taking all my money because I got in the wrong lane. And I came back, and he pulled me over because I cut into the lane. I got in this wrong lane, and he's cut in front of somebody. He's honking at me because they're waiting for a long time, and so the guy comes over and wants to give me a $50 ticket, and I gave him $60. That's all I had. Then he came. He's like, "You go back." So I went back further and got into this other line that was the wrong line. And this guy who was kind of interpreting for me was like, "Oh, what'd you do? You got in the wrong line again." Now all I got is $2 and quarters left. Yeah. So he's like, "Okay, just get over here." He's like, "Well, do you have any more money?" It's like, "I don't have anything." And he spots the quarters and this little change thing on the Spark, and he's like, "How about that?" I give him like $1, and he's like, "How about some more?" I give him